What if I told you that a devastating illness could lead to the most beautiful moments of your life? Hard to believe, right? But in the face of a severe infection and an unexpected pregnancy, Alice, a dedicated nurse, discovered an unyielding strength within herself and a profound love that changed her life forever. This is not just a story of survival. It's a journey that challenges everything you think you know about resilience and hope, proving that sometimes the darkest times bring the brightest joys. Alice, a dedicated nurse, was always the one providing care and comfort to others. She spent long hours at the hospital, tirelessly attending to her patients with a smile and unwavering commitment. But one day, as she felt a wave of dizziness and unusual fatigue, she decided it was time to check on her own health. Alice scheduled an appointment with her doctor, expecting a routine checkup. However, the results were anything but routine. The doctor's face lit up with a warm smile as he looked at her. "Alice, I have some surprising news for you. You're pregnant, and it's twins." The words hung in the air, a mix of shock and joy washing over Alice. She had always dreamed of becoming a mother, but to learn she was expecting not one, but two babies was beyond anything she had imagined. Her heart raced with excitement and a touch of nervousness as she placed her hands on her stomach, trying to comprehend the life-changing news. As she left the doctor's office, her mind buzzed with thoughts of the future. She imagined the tiny feet, the first smiles, the sound of laughter filling her home. The reality of becoming a mother to twins began to sink in, and with it came an overwhelming sense of responsibility and love. Alice couldn't wait to share the news with her closest friends and family. She planned a small gathering at her apartment, decorating the space with pink and blue balloons, hinting at the surprise she was about to reveal. As her friends arrived, she struggled to contain her excitement. Gathering everyone in the living room, Alice took a deep breath and announced, "I have some incredible news. I'm pregnant with twins." The room erupted in cheers and congratulations, her friends hugging her tightly and sharing in her joy. It was a moment of pure happiness, one that marked the beginning of a new and exciting chapter in her life. The following days were filled with preparations. Alice researched everything she could about twin pregnancies, wanting to ensure she was fully prepared for the journey ahead. She reached out to fellow nurses and mothers of twins, seeking advice and support. Her colleagues at the hospital were thrilled for her, offering to cover shifts and provide any help she might need. Despite the initial excitement, Alice couldn't shake a lingering feeling of anxiety. The reality of balancing her demanding job with the challenges of pregnancy began to weigh on her. She knew she would need to take extra care of herself, not just for her sake, but for the health and well-being of her babies. As Alice navigated through the early stages of her pregnancy, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The prospect of becoming a mother gave her an inner strength she hadn't known she possessed. Each day, as she cared for her patients, she was reminded of the precious lives growing inside her. Little did she know, the path ahead would be filled with unexpected challenges. But for now, Alice embraced the joy and anticipation of her double news, ready to face whatever came next with the same dedication and love she gave to her patients. Alice's joy over her pregnancy was palpable, but it was soon overshadowed by an unexpected and severe challenge. One evening, after a long shift at the hospital, she began to feel unusually weak and feverish. She brushed it off as exhaustion, but when the symptoms persisted and worsened, she knew something was wrong. She scheduled an appointment with her doctor, who ran a series of tests. The results were alarming. Alice had contracted a severe infection that posed a significant risk to both her and her unborn twins. The doctor's expression was serious as he explained the situation. "Alice, this infection is aggressive. We need to start treatment immediately to protect you and your babies." Fear gripped Alice's heart. The news was a stark contrast to the happiness she had felt just days earlier. She was admitted to the hospital, the very place she had dedicated so much of her life to helping others. Now, she was the one in need of care. Lying in the hospital bed, Alice felt a sense of helplessness she had never experienced before. The strong, capable nurse was now a vulnerable patient, reliant on the expertise and compassion of her colleagues. The familiar surroundings of the hospital, once a place of purpose and control, now felt foreign and intimidating. Dr. Michael, a skilled and compassionate physician, took charge of her treatment. He had always admired Alice's dedication and empathy, and now it was his turn to support her. "Alice, we're going to do everything we can to get you through this," he reassured her, his voice steady and calm. "You're strong, and we're here to help you every step of the way." The treatment was intense. Alice endured rounds of antibiotics and other medications to combat the infection. The side effects were harsh, leaving her exhausted and in pain. Each day felt like a battle, but Alice drew strength from the thought of her unborn children. She knew she had to fight for them, to give them the best chance at a healthy start in life. Her friends and colleagues rallied around her, offering support and encouragement. They brought meals, stayed by her side during difficult treatments, and reminded her of the strength she had always shown. "You've got this, Alice," they would say. "You're the strongest person we know." Despite the support, there were moments of doubt and fear. The infection was relentless, and the uncertainty of her condition weighed heavily on her. She worried about the impact on her babies, the potential complications, and what the future might hold. It was during these moments that Dr. Michael's presence became even more crucial. He visited her regularly, not just as her doctor, but as a friend. They talked about everything: her fears, her hopes, and the life she envisioned with her twins. Dr. Michael's unwavering confidence in her recovery provided a beacon of hope. "You're not alone in this, Alice," he would remind her. "We're in this together." Days turned into weeks, and slowly, Alice began to see signs of improvement. The infection started to respond to the treatment, and her strength began to return. Each small victory was a cause for celebration, a step closer to the healthy future she dreamed of for herself and her babies. One evening, as Alice looked out the window of her hospital room, watching the sunset, she felt a glimmer of hope. She knew the road ahead was still long, but she also knew she had the strength and support to face it. The shadows that had loomed over her joy were beginning to lift, revealing the resilience and determination that had always been a part of her. With Dr. Michael's guidance and the unwavering support of her friends, Alice continued her fight, determined to overcome the infection and embrace the double joy that awaited her. Her journey was far from over, but she faced each day with renewed courage, ready to meet whatever challenges came her way. Amidst the turmoil of her severe infection, Alice found an unexpected source of strength and comfort in Dr. Michael. His presence was a beacon of hope during her darkest moments, guiding her through the complexities of her treatment with unwavering dedication. Dr. Michael wasn't just any physician. He had always admired Alice from afar, impressed by her dedication and compassion as a nurse. Now, seeing her in such a vulnerable state, he felt a profound sense of responsibility to help her through this ordeal. "Alice, you're one of the strongest people I know," he said during one of his visits. "We're going to get through this together." His words weren't just empty reassurances. Dr. Michael was there for every step of her treatment, personally overseeing her care and ensuring she received the best possible attention. He explained each procedure and medication in terms she could understand, never shying away from the hard truths, but always framing them with hope. On particularly tough days, when the infection seemed relentless and the side effects of the treatment were at their worst, Dr. Michael made time to sit with Alice, offering both medical guidance and emotional support. "It's okay to feel scared," he told her one afternoon, as she struggled with pain and fatigue. "But remember, you're not alone in this. Lean on us. Lean on me." His confidence in her recovery was infectious. Alice found herself drawing strength from his optimism and his calm, reassuring presence. They shared conversations that went beyond her medical condition, discussing their favorite books, childhood memories, and dreams for the future. These moments of normalcy and connection provided a much-needed distraction from the relentless grind of her illness. Dr. Michael's support extended beyond the hospital walls. He coordinated with her friends and colleagues, ensuring she had a steady stream of visitors and emotional support. He even arranged for Alice's room to be filled with fresh flowers, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to the sterile hospital environment. "A little bit of beauty can go a long way," he said with a smile. One evening, as Alice lay in her hospital bed feeling particularly despondent, Dr. Michael entered with a surprise. He had brought a small, portable record player and a stack of vinyl records. "I thought some music might lift your spirits," he said, setting it up by her bedside. The soothing sounds of classical music filled the room, creating a tranquil atmosphere that eased her anxiety. As the weeks passed, Alice's condition began to improve. The infection, though fierce, was slowly being brought under control thanks to the aggressive treatment plan and Dr. Michael's relentless efforts. Each day, she regained a bit more strength, each step forward a testament to her resilience and the unwavering support of her doctor. Dr. Michael's commitment went beyond professional duty. It was clear he genuinely cared for Alice's well-being. He celebrated her progress, no matter how small, and remained a constant source of encouragement. "You're doing incredibly well, Alice," he would say, his eyes reflecting his pride and admiration. "Keep fighting. We're almost there." Their bond grew deeper, forged in the crucible of adversity. Alice began to see Dr. Michael not just as her doctor, but as a true friend and ally. His belief in her recovery became a cornerstone of her own determination to get better. One day, as they walked through the hospital garden, Alice turned to Dr. Michael, gratitude shining in her eyes. "I don't know how to thank you for everything you've done," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "You've been my light in the darkest times." Dr. Michael smiled, gently squeezing her hand. "You don't need to thank me, Alice. Seeing you get better is all the thanks I need. We're in this together, and I'm not going anywhere." With Dr. Michael's unwavering support, Alice continued to fight, her spirits buoyed by the light he brought into her life. Their journey was far from over, but with each passing day, the shadows receded, making way for the promise of a brighter, healthier future. Alice's fight against the severe infection was nothing short of a battle for her life. Each day brought new challenges, but with Dr. Michael's unwavering support and her own indomitable spirit, she faced them head-on. The hospital room that had once felt like a place of despair became a battleground where courage and resilience were her greatest weapons. The aggressive treatment regimen was grueling. The powerful antibiotics and medications took a toll on her body, leaving her exhausted and in constant pain. Yet, every morning, Alice summoned the strength to keep going. She thought of her unborn twins, the precious lives growing inside her, and knew she had to fight for them. Dr. Michael was a constant presence, his dedication unwavering. He meticulously monitored her progress, adjusting treatments as needed and ensuring she had the best care possible. "We're making progress, Alice," he would say, his voice a steady anchor. "One step at a time. We're getting there." There were moments when the fight seemed insurmountable, when the infection flared up with a vengeance, threatening to undo all their hard work. During these dark times, Dr. Michael's reassurance was crucial. "You're stronger than this infection," he reminded her. "Keep fighting. We're with you every step of the way." Alice's friends and colleagues also played a vital role in her battle. They organized a support network, ensuring someone was always by her side. They brought meals, shared stories to lift her spirits, and reminded her of the life she was fighting to return to. Their love and encouragement were like a lifeline, keeping her anchored when the waves of fear and doubt threatened to overwhelm her. One particularly difficult day, as Alice lay in bed feeling defeated, Dr. Michael entered with a determined look. "We're not giving up," he said firmly. "I've consulted with specialists, and we have a new plan. It's going to be tough, but I know you can handle it." The new treatment plan was indeed challenging, but Alice faced it with renewed determination. Each day, she visualized her future with her twins, drawing strength from the love she already felt for them. She pushed through the pain, the fatigue, the moments of despair, clinging to the belief that she would overcome this. Slowly but surely, signs of improvement began to appear. The infection started to recede, and Alice's strength returned. Each small victory was celebrated with tears of relief and joy. The first time she managed to walk a few steps unaided, the hospital staff cheered, and Dr. Michael's eyes shone with pride. "You're amazing, Alice," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "Look how far you've come." As the infection continued to diminish, Alice's hope grew stronger. She could feel the life returning to her body, her spirit buoyed by the progress she was making. The day she received the news that the infection was finally under control, she wept with relief. Dr. Michael sat beside her, sharing in her triumph. "You did it, Alice," he said softly. "You never gave up, and it paid off." With the worst of the infection behind her, Alice focused on her recovery. Physical therapy helped her regain her strength, while the love and support of her friends and Dr. Michael fueled her spirit. She was determined to be as healthy as possible for the birth of her twins, her double blessing. Through it all, the bond between Alice and Dr. Michael deepened. He had been more than her doctor. He had been her champion, her confidant, her friend. Together, they had faced the darkest of times and emerged victorious. As Alice prepared for the next chapter of her life, she did so with a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude. The battle for her life had been a formidable one, but it had revealed a strength within her that she never knew existed. With her health restored and her future bright, she looked forward to the day she would welcome her twins into the world, surrounded by the love and support that had carried her through. Alice's journey was far from over, but she faced it with the confidence of a warrior who had fought and won. The shadows of illness had lifted, making way for a future filled with hope, love, and the promise of new beginnings. The day had finally arrived. After months of battling a severe infection, Alice was ready to welcome her twins into the world. The anticipation and excitement were palpable, a stark contrast to the fear and uncertainty that had overshadowed her journey. Surrounded by the love and support of her friends, colleagues, and, most importantly, Dr. Michael, she felt ready to embrace this moment of pure joy. The delivery room was filled with a sense of purpose and calm. Alice lay on the bed, her heart racing with a mix of nerves and excitement. Dr. Michael was right by her side, his reassuring presence a constant source of comfort. "You've got this, Alice," he said, giving her hand a gentle squeeze. "Just a little longer, and you'll meet your beautiful girls." The labor was intense, but Alice faced it with the same resilience that had carried her through her illness. She focused on her breathing, drawing strength from the knowledge that she was about to experience the happiest moment of her life. With each push, she visualized holding her daughters, their tiny hands wrapped around her fingers. Finally, the room was filled with the sound of newborn cries. Tears streamed down Alice's face as the nurse placed her first baby girl on her chest. "Welcome to the world, little one," she whispered, overwhelmed with love and gratitude. Moments later, her second daughter joined them, completing her family. The joy was indescribable. Alice held her daughters close, marveling at their tiny features and the miracle of their existence. Dr. Michael stood by, his eyes glistening with emotion. "You did it, Alice," he said softly. "You're a mother." The days that followed were a whirlwind of sleepless nights and endless feedings, but Alice wouldn't have had it any other way. Each moment with her daughters was a gift, a reminder of the incredible journey she had been on. She named them Grace and Hope, fitting tributes to the strength and optimism that had brought them into the world. Dr. Michael continued to be a steady presence in Alice's life, offering support and guidance as she navigated the challenges of new motherhood. They spent countless hours together, sharing in the joys and struggles of raising twins. Their bond had deepened, evolving into a profound love that neither had anticipated, both cherished deeply. One evening, as Alice sat on her porch with Grace and Hope nestled in her arms, Dr. Michael joined them, carrying a bottle of sparkling cider. "I thought we should celebrate," he said, his smile warm and genuine, "to new beginnings and the incredible journey we've shared." They raised their glasses, toasting to the future and the happiness that lay ahead. "Thank you, Michael," Alice said, her voice filled with emotion, "for everything. I couldn't have done this without you." Michael reached out, gently touching her cheek. "You're the strongest person I know, Alice. It's been an honor to be by your side." As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the horizon, Alice felt a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. She had faced unimaginable challenges and emerged stronger, surrounded by love and hope. Her daughters were a testament to her resilience and the unwavering support of those who had stood by her. Alice's journey had been one of transformation and renewal. She had discovered a strength within herself that she never knew existed, and in the process, found a love that would carry her through whatever the future held. As she looked down at Grace and Hope, She knew that their lives would be filled with the same strength and love that had brought them into the world. The road ahead was sure to have its challenges, but with Michael by her side and her daughters in her arms, Alice felt ready to face anything. Their story was a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the promise of new beginnings. And as they looked towards the future, they did so with hearts full of gratitude and hope, ready to embrace whatever came next.